This 2011 Kia condenser was replaced after a collision. I did a recovery on this last week. It's now being finished up. They do like to get me in here before they put the bumper and the grill on, especially when they use these low quality aftermarket condensers that barely have any fins for cooling. It greatly reduced. This is down to 12 fins an inch compared to the factory that came out of here that had 18 fins an inch. So feel sorry for this customer when they go somewhere really hot like Las Vegas down to Los Angeles or out in our valleys across the bay. He will suffer greatly. Cooling performance, but that's another story. This is just about refrigerant pressures. 83 psi on the high side. That's normal for this ambient temperature in this conditions. We're going into winter now. All the shops that are doing especially body repairs will be filling up cars in the winter under these conditions, and so I'm just driving home the point. Do not fill by pressures because you will get it wrong. And in this case we got 39 degrees coming out of the dash, but look at this. How many guys would call 85 psi normal? That's about it. Just driving that home for those guys who like to fill by either temperature or fill by pressure. You'll get it wrong both ways if you try to do that. All the shops that are filling by this method of grabbing the suction line and it's cold and they fill till it gets cold, okay, and it'll come nice and cold out the dash, or it'll be nice and cold here, or they go by pressures. In all situations, you might have cold coming out of the dash right now in the winter time and it'll work great, but as soon as summer or late spring rolls around, when you have 80-90 degree pressures, all those AC systems will not work. And so everybody who's doing it wrong right now, I go through this every year, so this is how I know. Everybody who's doing it wrong right now at this time of the year in our part of the country are all my jobs I see back in coming into the summer, late spring and summer, of customers complaining of not working AC, but yet they were just at a shop a couple months ago, or they were in an accident and they had it charged up, but they had it done in the winter time. And in every circumstance, the shop always did it wrong, and they did it wrong because they use these old school methods of filling by pressure, temperature, guessing, beer can cold, anything you could think of except the right way. And that's why I always have so much work and I don't worry about having business, because I know there's shops like that out there who create me business, and I like it. So you guys who keep screwing up customers and ripping them off and charging them for something that shouldn't be done in the first place, keep on doing it, because as long as you're around, there'll be burnt up compressors, blown seals, blown hoses, customers throwing belts off their compressors and being dead on the side of the road, all because the guys who do old school. I'm being facetious. Learn, educate yourself, and do it right. Completely discharge, completely evacuate, and only weigh in refrigerant by manufacturer's weight only. This is the only way to do it. Don't consider any other way. That's all.